The biggest creators are actually introverts. Nuh-uh, prove it.
I was that introverted and shy. I was like, please don't watch these.
MrBeast, the #1 YouTube channel. Chamberlain, a $20 million coffee brand. We have MKBHD, the most trusted voice in tech. Or even Devin Rodriguez with over 56 million followers, and they're all introverts. The top of the creator economy is quietly dominated by introverts. Okay, but these people are on camera all the time. How are they introverts? Now, being an introvert doesn't mean we're shy. It means that we recharge alone. And I say we because I am an introvert. And here's what I noticed. Every single one of these creators found a specific trait of being an introvert and turned it into an unfair advantage. I'm calling it the introvert superpowers. Okay, so what are these superpowers? Superpower number 1, obsessive deep work. If we look at MrBeast, from the age of 13 to 19, he spent every waking hour locked in a room studying YouTube videos. I mean, check this out.
You know how they say it takes 10,000 hours to master something, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone says that. And everyone's like proud when they're like, I put 10,000 hours into this thing. Like, I'm gonna put 10,000 days into this. Like literally, I'm gonna, like 10,000 days is like 30 years and I'm almost 15 years in.
That obsessive ability to go deep on one thing for years, that's not a personal flaw. That's an engine behind the biggest YouTube channel on earth. Over 40 million subscribers, $5 billion empire, built what began in a bedroom. Nicky, come on, you're bringing up MrBeast. Isn't he a freak outlier? Okay, let's go the data route because the data is wild. 70% of CEOs describe themselves as introverts, and the most popular CEOs that we see online, the Elon Musk, the Mark Zuckerberg, the Bill Gates, it goes on. And in the creator space specifically, faceless channels, the channels where creators never show their face, grew 217% in the last 3 years, and 38% of them, all new monetized channels, are now faceless. You don't need to be the loudest to win. The data literally proves the opposite. Wait, let's not speed past that. You can build a massive following without showing your face? That brings up superpower number 2, faceless mastery. For this, I have to bring up Devin Rodriguez with over 56 million followers across social media. And on the Forbes list, my man built his channel by just showing his hand in his drawings. So this is some of his earliest work, and you can see that you don't see his face, you see his hand and what he's drawing. And the craziest part about this, he grew up to 15 million followers just by doing this method. He removed himself entirely and let the art speak. His introvert superpower was understanding that the work is the content, not him. That's cool, Nicky, but what if you do want to be on camera, but you're not like the high energy extrovert type? This is where superpower number 3 comes in, raw monologue. And I have to bring up Emma Chamberlain. Over 26 million followers across platforms, $9 million in earnings, and a coffee brand that's doing 20 million in revenue plus. The entire format is just talking alone to the camera. No guests, no hype energy, no performance, just her thoughts, super unfiltered to the lens. I mean, this is the purest introvert content format that exists.
I don't know what to do with myself. If I don't shop around a little bit, I think I'm just gonna lay in bed all day, and that would be so sad. I can't do that.
She's not talking to an audience, she's processing out loud, and we all feel like we're on the trip, in the room, wherever she's at, we feel like we're with her. Okay, but her content seems so effortless. Like, is there a superpower for the people who are obsessed with the details? That's where superpower number 4 comes in, process obsession. For this, we got to bring up MKBHD, aka Marquez Brownlee, the voice of tech. He will reshoot a 20-second clip for hours until the lighting, the framing, the delivery is exactly right. His brand isn't built on personality, it's built on precision, it's built on details. If MKBHD says the product doesn't rock, we don't rock with it. I believe he was a big part of making an electric car company bankrupt.
This might be the single weirdest automotive reviewing experience I've ever had.
Now that level of trust comes from caring about the process more than the performance. Now that's introvert energy. Okay, but is there a superpower for people who need to organize and systemize everything? Superpower number 5, systematic thinking, and I gotta bring up Ali Abdaal. Now, with over millions of views and over 6 million subscribers, he told people that his default vibe was low-key, quiet, low energy, even though this man talks super fast.
And if you do in fact happen to own your own business, there's also a widening gap between businesses that are using ads.
He didn't think personally that was going to work on YouTube. However, every single video he makes is a system, a list, a framework. Turns out the system is the content. His natural tendency of organizing everything his audience can't get enough of. Now, these are all content superpowers, but what about the business side? How do introverts win there? And this is where superpower 6 comes in, data-driven decision-making. For this, I got to bring up Steven Bartlett. Now, he's known as an ambivert, both known for introvert and extrovert situations. He thrives off of one-on-one conversations, but he shuts completely down when he's in like loud bars. But his superpower is pure introvert energy. You see, I saw an interview where he was talking about a pre-watch system where he creates an episode, shares it with a small test group, studies the analytics, and then decides what to publish.
1,000 people watch the conversation where they've signed up to have their eyes tracked, and if they hit the space bar on the keyboard, then it means that they found that part interesting. But if they look away, we also get that data as well. And so from that, what we get in the back end is we get the YouTube retention graph before we publish, which means we can edit to make the conversation more compelling.
He does the same thing with thumbnails. He makes over 100 thumbnails and A/B tests all of them before he publishes the real one. I'm talking about everything is measured. Nothing is spontaneous. Nothing is based off feelings, and it's resulted into over 10 million YouTube subscribers, over 25 million social media followers, Forbes lists, all built off data, no vibes. What about audio only, like for podcasters? Can introverts dominate there? Yes, it's called superpower number 7, one-to-one at scale. For this one, I gotta bring up Jenna Kutcher, the host of the Gold Digger podcast. This one gets over 100 million audio downloads, New York Times bestseller, 7-figure brand, killing it. And she does this by talking into a microphone alone in a room. If you go into her YouTube, there's no signs of video. This is all audio podcast. But here's the magic. She makes millions of listeners feel as if she's talking directly to them. They're in the room. We heard that same situation with Emma Chamberlain, but this one is just audio. It comes from actually being comfortable in the quiet. You see, podcast listeners finish 93% of episodes. They listen 7 hours a week. Now that's time. Okay, this sounds like a lot, Nicky. Is there a way to build all this without burning out? And this is where superpower number 8 comes in, structured solitude. You see, 62% of creators are experiencing burnout right now. 37 are considering leaving entirely. Actually, one of my favorite creators just put out a video about this.
Videos will entertain you and make you happy. But when I'm making the videos or when I'm streaming, I'm not really being entertained myself, and it's not making me happy, if you know what I mean. I don't know, I really thought I could do this forever, but as the time goes on, I just realize I can't do it anymore. This is really mentally draining. And I really just want to say I'm sorry. It took me a while to make this video, I can't lie to you. I've been postponing this for a while. I've still been putting out content. I've still been streaming. But I really wanted to make this video. I just never really had the courage to.
As you saw, the performative, always on, extroverted creator model is literally breaking people. But Dan Cole designed his entire life so he never had to leave his desk. His newsletter became YouTube scripts. His scripts became social media posts. His posts became courses. Just one input and an infinite amount of output. All from structured solitude. See, this is why introverts don't burn out the same way. We're not performing, we're building systems. Now, this all sounds like for massive creators, but does this work for smaller levels too? Now, I'm gonna show you someone I personally watch. So this is Glow, and I follow her on Instagram, and then I found out that she has a YouTube channel. Now, Glow is a storyteller. No matter where she is in the world, she is going to make you feel like she is talking directly to you, right next to you. And then you have Bimma, who used to work with Nike, Kanye West, all of that, who breaks down sneakers and just culture in general. But he sets this all up in his crib. It's just him, a mic, and his editor. People love his perspective. He is the voice of culture in his own controlled environment. And I'll mention me. I've grown a great following, and you don't see me networking with 17 million different people. I have a controlled environment, and I have a mic, and I get on camera, but when it is off, it is off. I found the structure, the routine that makes me feel comfortable to actually turn on the camera and go in as much as I want to. We are introverts that we found our format and is building something real right now. Now, what do all these creators have in common? It's something I call the introvert creator code. 5 things every single creator I just mentioned shares. First one is controlled environments. They've designed their recording spaces with no chaos and no surprises. Second one is structured delivery. Whether it's scripted, edited, or just the format, nothing is super off the cuff. Third one is repeatable format. You know what you get when you click. The consistency builds trust. Talking about consistency, fourth one is consistent publishing. System over motivation. They don't wait to feel like it. Fifth one is depth over performance. They're trusted because they go deep and not loud. Now ask yourself, what is the thing that you already do naturally that feels easy, but other people say it's impressive? That's your superpower. If you could disappear for hours researching one topic, you have obsessive deep work. If your work speaks louder than your personality, you have faceless mastery. If you process your best thoughts alone, but out loud, you have raw monologue. If you obsess over getting every detail right, you have process obsession. If you turn everything into a system, you have systematic thinking. If you make decisions with data and not gut feelings, you have data-driven decision-making. If people say it feels like you're talking directly to me, you have that one-to-one at scale. And if you built your whole workflow from one seat, you have structured solitude. Now, every creator that I showed you found theirs, learned it, and has went all the way with it. 62% of creators are burnt out right now. And if that's you, drop that in the comments. The focus of always having to be on, always posting, having to perform, that is what's breaking people. But every single creator that I showed you, they don't try to be louder. They don't try to be always on. They found what felt natural to them and they went all in. And that's why introverts are winning. Not because they're performative, not even because of all the followers. It's because they found their lane and they never left it. So drop your superpowers in the comments. We talk about this inside of Lions Behavior because that is a community for introverts and ambiverts. And if this hit different to you, make sure you watch this next video, which talks about how to create content as an introvert.